Well, I got a pretty good birthday present this year on November 14th when the Rangers took on the Edmonton Oilers in New York City. A big win for the Rangers, 5-2 over a struggling Edmonton team. But the end of the game featured a lot of rough stuff, started by none other than Sean Avery, and there's a good chunk of time here that I'll bring you the game in. And it was pretty crazy, especially two teams that don't play each other that much and not really that familiar with each other. It just kind of happened out of nowhere. Edmonton was frustrated at the time, trying to spark their guys up, being down by 5-2. So here we go. This is with 8 minutes and 56 seconds left in the third period. The Rangers are up by a score of 5-2. So let's do it. And Avery long aboards, throws a hard hit at Colin Fraser as the puck goes in behind the net. Michael Roosevelt in this defensive zone over Delzato. Back to Roosevelt, away from the play. Smead wants to fight Avery right now for that hit on Fraser as Delzato wheeling and dealing in his own zone. And Avery punches him right in the face and takes him down immediately. That is Theo Peckham came to the aid of Fraser there. Asked him if he wanted to go. Avery wasn't too sure at first, but then he made his decision in the form of a left hook to the jaw of Vladislav Smead right there as both of these guys will go off. Avery's talking trash, and we'll take a break right here on the Rangers Radio Network, WKRT. Back here at WKRT at the Garden, everything broke loose during the break. Stortini tied up with Prost. We have a massive line brawl, all started with Smead and Avery going at it right now. And during the break, it all broke loose as Brandon Prost got into it with Stortini. They have fought numerous times when Prost was a member of the Calgary Flames in the Battle of Alberta. And this all happened. Avery threw a good hit on Fraser away from the play. As we'll get a look on the replay here, I'll convey it to you. It was a good, clean hit along the boards on Fraser, takes him down. And then Smead came over and said, "What are you doing?" They wanted to go. Avery kind of looks away from the play, drops his gloves, and boom, suckers him right under the jaw and takes him down. Smead wasn't really ready for that to happen, but Avery jumped on it regardless. And as Avery was going to the locker room, Whitney came over to exchange words. And then Peckham came over and tried to get at Avery in the tunnel, and then everything broke loose. Brandon Prost hooked up with Stortini, Brian Boyle was there, and everyone just paired off. Sean Avery wreaking havoc yet again in the NHL, and Eminger as well had a guy tied up over by the Rangers bench. John Tortorella was trying to hold his guys back, but the main event featured Stortini and Prost. Again, Avery was going off, yapping at guys, talking trash at guys, and he goes right by the Edmonton bench. Guys on the bench are yelling at him. He's yelling in back. Peckham skates over and tries to get at him in the tunnel. All hell breaks loose away from the play as Avery is escorted down the tunnel. As in terms of the Prost-Stortini fight, pretty even. Delzato comes over away from the play, but Stortini and Prost definitely the main event there. Now, Whitney comes over and says something originally to Avery, and then Peckham says, "All right, I got to get at this guy. He's out of control." And then Brian Boyle, the former Los Angeles King, grabs him from behind. They wrestle over by the boards. Eminger pairs off with a player as well. And then some of the guys on the bench, Brandon Dubinsky on the bench getting at it as well, trying to get at Whitney. And John Tortorella trying to hold his guy back. Rarely you see John Tortorella being the peacemaker there, but didn't want his star player and Brandon Dubinsky being suspended. So it all started here. The left side of the bench, Whitney comes all the way over to say something, or rather Theo Peckham comes all the way over to say something to Avery after Whitney has, all the way from the bench. And then that was the fuse that's ignited this powder keg here this afternoon at the Madison Square Garden, with the Rangers have a 5-2 lead. And again, started with Avery's hit on Fraser along the boards. Peckham didn't like it, even though it was a clean hit. Don't understand that phenomenon in the NHL nowadays where you throw a clean hit and you have to respond to it by fighting a guy. But regardless, Peckham didn't like the situation, came over. Avery kind of looking back and forth, trying to fake him out a little bit, but being the evil genius that he is, caught him off guard with, boom, one shot to the head, to the jaw of Smead right there. Avery checking his knuckles when he's skating off the ice, making sure it's not severely damaged. But this all happened. Then when we went to break, it all broke loose. Avery was skating off. Peckham wanted to get at. They wanted blood. They wanted to shot Avery's head, basically. Who doesn't? And this all started and was the main event here at center ice was Stortini and Prust. Prust, a smaller guy, only about 6'1", 5'9". Stortini, a big, stronger guy there, but it was a pretty even scrap as things got crazy in front of the Ranger bench. Doobie wanted a piece of the action from the bench, and then Gilbert came over there. Sean Horkoff trying to be the peacemaker as well, and John Tortorella. People always say this guy's got a bit of a short temper, and he does. Remember the incident in Washington a couple years ago in the playoffs when he was trying to get after a fan with a stick, ironically enough, after preaching to his team about playing disciplined hockey. But there you have it, folks. Big brawl here at MSG. Haven't seen this one for a while here in this building, to say the least. We're going to take a break, get all the penalties sorted out for you, and then we'll be back with the final 7 minutes of the game here as the Rangers lead the Oilers 5-2. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Blue Shirts hockey here on WIRX Blue Shirt Network. We'll be back right after these words.